Hi, we are Group 26, and we will be going through the VBA application we designed. The application is designed for a car selling company to do sales analysis and salesperson performance evaluation. To run the application, we will get data from three main Excel workbooks. The salesperson Excel workbook, which contains the ID, name, rank, and region of each salesperson. The car Excel workbook contains car ID, brand, cost, model, body type, color, fuel type, year, and power information of each car that is inside the company's selling catalog. Lastly, the commission Excel workbook will contain 4 levels of calculation for a commission of different ranks. These master Excel workbooks will be updated respectively if changes are made towards the current list, such as a new salesperson joining the team, or a new car is included in the selling catalog. Besides these files, we would also need the sales data record from each region to run the application. In our example, we have created sales records for Region A and Region B, which includes salesperson ID, car ID, selling price of the car, selling dates of the car, and lastly, the selling location. The data is generated up to 1 year. Therefore, the company would need to update the record after a year to get correct results. After opening the application workbook, we can go to the Developer tab and click on the Visual Basic, which a code window will pop up and we can run the program. So from the user form, we can see that there are mainly 3 tabs. The 2 tabs in the back will be disabled to begin with, as we need to upload the Excel file to start the processing. So first, we need to upload the master file. As said before, there are 3 main master files, and we'll upload it by browsing the file location. So I have put the master Excel files into the master Excel folder inside my laptop. So I click on it and choose a related Excel file. So I'll repeat the action for respective files. After adding on all the master files, we need to upload the sales record, which is the regional sales data record. So to do so, we also do the same to browse the workbook folder instead of the actual Excel, as we need to include every single region's record into this list box. In this case, a window would pop up to remind people to select a folder that contains a sales file in the next file dialog. So instead of choosing the file, the Excel file, we would choose the whole folder. In this case, it's a regional sales records folder in my laptop. So after clicking it, everything inside the folder will be placed into this list box. And in our case, that would be the region A and region B Excel. So there are also a few buttons we could choose from to do some actions. We could select all, we could deselect all. So why we have these 2 buttons included is that we could do the actions made for these Excel files, as whatever is left inside the list box will be processed. So if we only require the Excel folders from regional A, we can remove the Excel folder from regional B. By removing it, we can click the Remove Selected button after clicking on the Excel file we doesn't need. And it will remove from the list box. Besides, we could also open Excel files to check on the data. For instance, we would like to know about the regional A sales record, so we can click on it and click Open. A window box will be appear and to tell us that the selected workbook has been opened, and we could view the data in here. So taking a step back, imagine if we will be using both region A and region B's data. After adding them into this box, we can click Process Data to go to the next step. During the process data, a derived data workbook will be generated. The workbook will contain the salesperson ID, salesperson name, region, rank, month, total sale, base commission, and commission. So this data workbook will not be shown onto the program, but it will be generated for further use of analyzing and the preparing of the reports. After processing the data, we will be able to go to the second tab of the user form, the Select Report tab. At the beginning, we would need to indicate the time period we would like to analyze. If we make no selection, the program will automatically select the entire time period. If we select a quarter, there will be 4 options, quarter 1 to quarter 4. And if we select a month, there will be 12 options, month 1 to month 12, indicating January to December. If any of the selection is chosen in the quarter combo box, we will not be able to choose anything from the month combo box. And at the same time, if any month combo box was selected, we will not be able to choose anything from the quarter combo box. This helps prevent user from choosing quarter and month at the same time. For the second part, we will be able to indicate which report we would like to generate. There will be 3 reports available: the sales analysis report, the regional commission report by rank, and the sales report by price range. For the sales analysis report, if we didn't choose any calculations or group by before clicking on the Generate Report button, a message box will appear to remind users to make a selection. For calculations, there will be 3 types: total sales, total margin, and sales count. Total sales refers to the selling price times car sold. Total margin refers to the selling price minus cost price times car sold. and sales counts refer to the amount of cars sold. The information would then be grouped by any one of the following: by region, by brand, by salesperson names, by field type, by sales range, by quarter, or by month. For quarter and month, it is used mostly for users who didn't select any time period in the first part. The regional commission report by rank can also be generated, which will indicate the commission received by different rank of different region. Lastly, price range sales report could also be generated. We have indicated 3 price ranges for the cars: below 600,000, between 600,000 and 1 million, and lastly above 1 million. After choosing the report, user could then decide whether to include charts in their report or not, as we have designed a pie chart for sales analysis report and a bar chart for sales report. After making the decision, we can press the button here to generate the report. If we didn't choose the sales analysis report, we would not be able to process to the next sales forecast tab. And even if we choose the sales analysis report, if we choose another calculation method, we would not be able to go to the sales forecast tab. For illustration purpose, we would select the entire time period for the example, and we would click all the reports, and we would do the calculation by total sales, grouping by brands. So let's generate a report. From generated report, we can see that it will be in a workbook that was not yet saved, a brand new workbook with 3 different sheets that contains the report that are generated. For a price range analysis report, we can see that there are the region information, sales count, percentage by region, and percentage within the region. We can get some analysis which would be able to help the business. For a sales performance report, we'll be able to see the bar chart created with our program. We'll be able to see the sum of commission by different ranks in different regions. We'll also have the maximum, the minimum, and the mean of the commission received by each of the ranks. Lastly, we'll also have the sales analysis report, in which we selected to group by brands and to have the total sales. So we can see that the pie chart here indicates that different percentage of different brands have occupied the total sales. So we will now be able to access the third tab of the user form, the sales forecast tab. In this tab, there will be mainly 4 parts. The first part, we will need to select the total sales from the sales analysis report we just generated. To do so, we need to press this button and go back to the last generated report and select the total number of sales, which is, in this case, the sum of sales of the 4 brands. And then we will click this button to go back. Then we will have the total amount of sales for the data range we selected. After that, we'll need to indicate the target metrics using the below scroll bars. First, we need to indicate the target sales amount. So we can just scroll along and get different target amount. And the number would appear over here. The second scroll bar would be used to choose the remaining working months until the target is needed to be made. In this case, since we have not chosen any time period and automatically assume for 1 year, we can choose the months ranging from remaining 1 month to remaining 11 months. As you can glimpse below, we can see that the amount would change in these 2 parts. So I would take the time and to explain it with 3 screen caps of different results and how it is used. In the first case, if the remaining sales amount is negative, which means that the target has already been met, we can see that the target monthly sales amount, both of the boxes will turn into green color and has the wordings target met on it, indicating that the target has already been reached. In the second case, there is a positive remaining sales amount, indicating there are still a certain amount towards reaching the target goal. But in this case, given that the monthly sales target amount is less than the current monthly sales amount, no matter it's per region or per salesperson, we can see that in the given time in the remaining months of 1 month, the company would be able to get to the target. Therefore, the box for the monthly sales target amounts would be yellow, indicating that it is possible to reach the goal. In the last case, if the remaining sales amount is positive and also very large, we can see that the target monthly sales amount would be larger than the current monthly sales amount. So this indicates that currently the company's sales are not able to complete reaching the target within the remaining months. Therefore, the monthly sales targets would be colored in red. After finish using the sales forecast function, users can save the report that was generated in the previous slides. First, they have to click the save button over here. Afterwards, they can rename the workbook that created just now and choose where they would like to save it. In this case, I would like to save it here and use the names generated workbook. After that, a window box will pop up and show us the path that the workbook has been saved to. And we'll click OK. Afterwards, we want to exit the user form. We'll click the exit button and we'll automatically exit the user form.